I kept saying, I'm American, you can't treat me like this.
The ABC 15 investigators uncover a story that should not happen in the United States, but it did. And it happened right here in Arizona. A 62-year-old woman locked up in jail, left without water for days, forced to resort to the unthinkable, actually drinking water from a toilet.
As ABC 15 investigator Melissa Blasey has found out, that was just the beginning of the injustice.
This is Tammy Barnicoat. The grandmother lives east of the valley near Globe. She's a homeowner and clearly a dog lover.
Want a cookie?
She also lives with mental illness, and last October,
I just kind of freaked out.
Tammy says she was offered psychiatric medication when, according to Globe Police, she threw water on a car wash employee claiming it was poisoned. Officers booked her in the Gila County Jail for assault, disorderly conduct, and trespassing. Locked in an isolation cell, Tammy said she was hallucinating.
I wasn't violent or anything. I just thought I just saw aliens and stuff and spaceships.
Even the jail commander, Justin Solberg, noticed her bizarre behavior.
Standing over her toilet and looked like she was doing some form of ritual in the cell.
Because I was seeing things that weren't really there.
According to the sheriff's office, it was Detention Sergeant Dustin Burtis who decided to turn off the water supply to Tammy's cell. It's called dry celling and is sometimes used to prevent inmates from playing in the water or flooding their cells.
Our protocol requires when they're dry celled that we start a log. Every 2 hours we're required to turn on the water in the toilet so they can use the restroom as well as get a drink.
None of that happened for 2 or 3 days. Tammy, unable to effectively advocate for herself, said she asked for water but got none.
And I was thirsty.
Desperate, she saw some water in the toilet bowl and decided she'd have to drink it.
How did you feel about having to drink out of the toilet?
At the time, I thought it was really gross, but I didn't know what else to do.
By Tammy's 4th day in jail, the overpowering odor of urine from her cell caught a detention officer's attention. Official reports describe Tammy's condition. She was very confused. She was wearing nothing from the waist down. She had no mattress. Her lips were very dry and cracked, and the toilet was empty and dry.
Do you think that was cruel?
Definitely. I wouldn't even treat my dogs like that.
In our interview, the jail commander disagreed with some of the details in his staff's incident reports, saying Tammy had access to her pants and had a mattress and even was given juice in every sack lunch. But even the sheriff admitted Tammy's constitutional rights were violated. It's the 8th Amendment. Listen to this.
People are going to say this is cruel and unusual punishment. Do you agree?
I would say yes.
Absolutely. We wish we'd have known earlier. Then it wouldn't have happened.
How does somebody not lose their job over this?
If you fired everybody for every infraction, there wouldn't be too many people working.
Sheriff Adam Shepard said he did demote Sergeant Dustin Burtis, the guy who shut off Tammy's water and failed to tell anyone. Burtis had been reprimanded before for ongoing issues of failing to start suicide and dry cell logs.
It's difficult to find people to work. And so you've got to gauge all of these things together where you still have to have a functioning office at the end of the day.
The sheriff says he's also working on a better dry cell logging system. As for Tammy, drinking out of a toilet was just one of the injustices she experienced.
Tammy Barnicoat was held inside this jail for 27 days. She was finally released when the judge realized while she was arrested, no one had ever filed criminal charges against her.
She says after nearly a month in jail, without being able to see a judge, she became desperate.
I actually took the blue blanket apart and I made some rope with a long piece of rope. And there's holes in the bunk beds. And I was going to put the rope in through that and hang myself if I didn't get out that day.
So the day you got out?
It was the day I got out.
It was November 6th, now months after her release. Tammy Barnicoat tells me she's finally stabilizing with the help of her medication, her mental health worker, and her beloved little dogs.
While you never want to see what happened to Tammy Barnicoat, Sheriff Shepard and his staff discussed her treatment at length, as well as how they responded. His staff provided us every document we requested. We don't usually see this kind of openness from the law enforcement agencies we cover, but Sheriff Shepard says it's important for his agency to be transparent and accountable to the citizens of Gila County. I'm investigator Melissa Blasius, ABC 15 Arizona.